This was the moment where everything changed. I fell straight on my wrist and ended up here. Strapped up, resting, and honestly very frustrated. But isn't this a part of training if you're pushing your limits completely? Luckily, the impact wasn't major and the doctor has just asked me to rest for about a couple of weeks on my wrist. No pull ups, no push ups, no handstands. Basically, half of what I love to do. But instead of stopping, I decided to choose to shift the focus. If my wrists are out, my legs are in. So this workout is all about lower body focus, where I focus on skill, strength, mobility, and also added a core variation and finishing with a cool down. I started off with a quick dynamic warm up, just letting my hips, knees, and ankles getting ready for the load. Starting off with the skills, the first variation was pistol squat negatives. The split screen you can see is the left and right, where on the left hand side I'm doing it with my left leg and right hand side I'm doing it with my right leg. I'm showing you guys the complete movement here so that you get to know that if something is wrong with your body, it doesn't mean you stop being consistent. Consistency is everything. Making a discipline is everything. The split screen is to save time and also show you how both the sides work perfectly and equally at the same time. It is very important to train all the sides of your body, just not the dominant side, because left and right both are equally important. So a unilateral strength is very good for your overall body coordination and strength. This is set number 2. All the 3 sets performed have 6 reps on each side. This is set number 3 now. The pistol squat negative is nothing but going down slowly on the eccentric to build very good strength and coordination into the movement. This also helps you unlock the actual pistol squat. As I always say that negatives are a very important part of your training, especially when you're trying to build a skill. After finishing the pistol squats, I moved on to single leg BOSU ball balance. This helps in creating great balance and ankle stability and also great ankle health. For someone who cannot balance a single leg can start off with 2 legs and a wall support, building slow coordination into the brain. This helps the CNS to adapt to the movement and slowly you will start be able to balance yourself well on the ball. And eventually once you start balancing with a wall support and double leg, you can slowly remove the wall and then start off with shifting from double legs to single leg. This will also help in creating great coordination and mental stability. The total number of sets for this variation was 3, where I performed it for 20 seconds on each leg, trying to activate the core and making sure I stand on the ball for throughout the 20 seconds. I also added a few jumps in between to create more balance and mental stability. Now moving on to the strength part, the first variation is machine leg press. Since I cannot use my wrists or hands much, this variation works out perfectly because I do not have any load on the wrist and the hold of the bars is in a very neutral grip. I have divided the screen into 3 parts where I'm showing set number 1, set number 2 and set number 3. The first set was with 50 kg load and I did about 12 reps. The second set was with another 50 kgs, that is 100 kg load, which I went for 10 reps. And the third set was plus 50 kgs, that is 150 kgs for another 8 reps, making sure I do not lose my form no matter what the load is. As you can see, the range of motion is perfect.
So we're going in top and we're going to do Bulgarian split squats now. Let's go.
The next strength variation was Smith machine Bulgarian split squats. Starting off with a warm-up set so that I get adapted to the movement. I chose this variation or exercise because there is no load on my wrist as shown and also the weight is divided equally with the bar and the way the machine is made to function. Now jumping on to set number 1 where I added 5 kg plates on each side and the rep range being 10 reps on each side, where I perform the movement slowly and perfectly instead of going fast into the movement and spoiling my form, because this workout can be tricky as your mind is more on the back leg adjusting it rather than focusing on the front leg and performing the reps correctly. For the second set I added more 5 kgs, so making it 10 kg on each side, choosing to perform the variation or the set with great form and perfectly. As you see, I'm choosing not to use the right hand or my injured wrist, so this variation or workout backs a 8 on 10. Now for the final set I added plus 2.5 kgs on each side, making it a load of free weights with 25 kgs and keeping the reps to 6 per side. Now for some accessory strength building, I had leg extensions on the menu. For set number 1, I performed 11 reps with 60 kg weight load. Again, this workout doesn't harm my wrist because the grip is neutral. There is not much pressure on them because I just need to hold the bar rather than tightening my position or my wrists. The rule is very simple. You do not lift your bum or your ass from the seat because that is cheating otherwise. You have the movement completely quad based and generating strength only from your quads. This was set number 2 and 3 performed in 3x speed. Now I'm going for the final set.
We're going for a full stack.
As said, I'm going for a full stack. Like you can see, my seat is completely grounded with my ass and I'm just lifting from my quads. I performed 4 solid reps even though I haven't touched this machine since about 5-6 months easily. The next accessory movement was the hamstring curls on the machines. As shown, there is set number 1, set number 2 and set number 3 in a split screen format again. Set number 1 was with a weight load of 45 kgs and I performed 12 reps on that. The second set was with a weight load of 50 kgs for 10 reps and the third set was with a weight load of 60 kgs for 8 reps. The last accessory movement for today was superset of calf raises and tibialis raises. This was set number 1 where I'm showing it to you separately. I did 20 reps of calf raises on a stool, having a good deep range of motion and then directly moving on to tibialis raises, that is raising from the front and strengthening the front portion, that is the shin portion of the legs. The rep range stays 20 counts for this variation too. Make sure the superset is one after each other so that you do not have any gap in between. This was set number 2 which I have sped up in speed of 3x so that I show you complete variation but also do not waste a lot of time extending the video longer than this. Now the final set where I finish the accessory movements and move on to the core variation. So for core, I had the seated L-sit leg raises today where I've shown set number 1 and set number 2 in a split screen again. As you see, I'm using my fingertips rather than keeping my palm so that there is no strain on my wrists. The rep range was 15 counts for each set, performing it till the depth of it completely, and you can see my abs were pumped and they were aching at this time with cramps. The next core variation was Superman holds where I had 2 sets again for 30-second holds each. So this variation helps in strengthening the lower back and the back core muscles completely, making sure you do not lose the posture or the hold on the lower back and your breathing is completely normal the way you would actually breathe. And this finished our core and complete other workout. Finally, moving on to some mobility drills, I had deep squat and variations of deep squat as shown in the video. And after that, I moved on to a different variation of pancake drills where I used 2 blocks first, then single block and then without the block. I also did a few pulses in between just to release all kinds of stiffness. The third stretch was the pigeon stretch. After this, going into this deep posture for 30 seconds on each side. After that, moved on to some frog stretch pose and pulses. This is again for 30 seconds so that all the stiffness from that posture is released. Finally, some middle split attempts and activations so that I do not completely go sore the next day. As you see, I would have used my fingertips in the starting and then moved on to my elbow so that there is no pressure on my wrist again. Finally, some pump show for the day. All I wanted to say is that injuries are a part of your workout. Learn to live with it and work around it rather than completely stopping and giving up on yourself. That's all for today. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel.